The first part was that he helped me to understand, okay, there are marriages that I put together and that I approve, and those marriages have to follow my rules. But most of the rules that are in the scripture concerning marriage and concerning divorce apply to that marriage, the one that I put together, the one that no man can separate because I put it together. But not every marriage meets those qualifications, and more marriages don't than do. And so when you have a marriage that doesn't meet those qualifications, those rules that I have talking about divorce and talking about marriage, they apply not to your marriage, but to marriages that I put together. And so you have to be able to determine which marriage you're in, because that determines how you navigate going forward. And then also, when I'm talking about submitting, it in no way, shape, or form means that you submit to someone that's outside of my will. You submit to me first, and then you submit to whoever I've put in authority. And under no circumstances do you submit to them when it means not submitting to me. If I love you and if it is my will for you to do what I've called you to do and to experience the fruits of the Spirit, but this person is causing you not to experience those fruit and to live a entire life, like sometimes decades, where you're not experiencing what I have for you, and you're experiencing a life of abuse and things that just God just wouldn't have us to experience on a regular basis at his will. And there's just a disconnect between what we've been taught and the truth. And so that was the first thing that God had to do. And so I said all that to say that God has to bring down those strongholds little by little. He can't just rip the Band-Aid off and say, here's all the scriptures on divorce, and here's why what you've been believing is not true, and here's why it's causing you bondage, and there you go. He has to do it in a way where you are able to digest it and it's not causing so much pain, because God breaking down the strongholds is just the first step, right? He has to break down those strongholds. Then he has to replace those strongholds with the truth. And then he has to teach you how to apply that truth to your specific situation. So it's a process that God has to go through with you, not because he can't do it faster, but because he loves you, and he has to do it at the pace that causes you the least amount of pain, but still brings you that freedom that you've been desiring. Welcome to Freedom Through Divorce with Amanda Nicole. If you like what you just heard, please consider visiting my website and see how I might be able to help you through personal development courses geared towards women considering or dealing with divorce.